What is up, frogs, friends, and fam? Welcome back to another episode of Marketflow powered by THOR, hosted by Mode. Last night we had Elon and Donald Trump breaking records on Twitter, and I believe today we broke some records here on our Discord in the DGen Den with Marketflow. Everyone's wondering what's going on with the markets and wondering, panicking while all the frogs just seem chill and seem to kind of know what's going on or at least have a plan. That's the business we're in, right? We don't know if the market's going to go up or down. We don't pretend to. What we do know is what we're going to do and what our plan is in reaction to either direction that the market makes. So let's go ahead, dive in here to Bitcoin. What do we have? Right now, we're sitting over 60K, right? We have made the higher low at this point, down from what was that kind of black swan, quote unquote, dip that we had. We had our DCA at 56. We did trigger the DCA area at 52. And both of those are looking really good while we're sitting back up here at 60K, 60,500. We are printing above the short-term EMA. That's the 50-day EMA on the 4-hour chart. We may be seeing a little resistance here, right? Right at the top of the zone, right where this fair value gap was established. We saw resistance there before, resistance, resistance. Maybe seeing a little resistance now. If we do, that could push us down toward the lower low into this zone, right back in our DCA area at 56. And now we've got two THOR long calls stacked on top of each other, right? Zoom out a little bit. You can see the two different take profit points because there's actually two different entries for THOR called right here. So once again, strong indicator that this could be a good DCA zone. It is calling for a take profit at 58.4, kind of a resistance of these EMAs. If we get down that area, we are going to need to, if we do drop down here, trigger entry, right, we are going to need to test them EMAs and then look to break through and find support. So it's calling for a take profit in case we do not find support and we seek these lower lows. However, right now we are printing green candles. We are on the upside of the 50-day, and we are really looking to try and hold control right here above neutral on the RSI. We'll see if we get the momentum to give us the break of downtrend and potentially the retest, filling this fair value gap, giving us support and sending us from here. Or are we meeting resistance, looking for the lower down here in these THOR entries at the 56K. Looking into Solana. Solana, these calls right here, these two THOR long calls were actually invalidated with, again, quote unquote, this black swan event and these candles. Now, if you were to ignore these violent dips, or if you're using THOR to trade spot bags, which is what we advocate and THOR's built behind, within less than 24 hours, basically, of falling below entry point, you already up to take profit TP1 on the first one and literally only needed another 1.4% to get to take profit one on the other THOR long call. If we do hold the higher low here, right? If we do hold the support, remember, we were kind of nervous when we broke this longer term support, but this was a unique event. So wicking below and back up, not such a bad deal if we find support here. If we do, if we find support in this area, I expect us to hit this take profit zone. Remember, this zone, this blue zone, this has been extremely significant. We talk about it each and every week because we just fell through it, blew through it, fell through it. We've hit resistance and then found support on it, just to come back, find resistance again. We need to flip this 160 zone, this 150 to 160. We did significantly break it, but we couldn't hold the support. We need to significantly break and hold this zone for me to say, okay, we're full bull on Solana. Get ready for us to potentially retest all-time highs or send to even new, right? Because getting above that 160, once we get support there, it's not a real hard climb back up to the more recent all-time highs here at 210, just below 210, and then reaching up for the all-time highs again, right? Not just the locals, but the all-time highs. The markets, we've got a lot going on. We've got maybe war. There's a lot of things that are going on that, are keeping things just kind of ranging. Ranging isn't bad. Ranging, in my opinion, is weak hands letting go and stronger hands accumulating. And the more strong hands that we have accumulating, the harder we're going to kick the ceiling, the harder we're going to kick the door, the harder we're going to break through once we do break through these resistance zones. So definitely, looking to accumulate in the capitulation zones. Not financial advice, do your own research, but that's the reason we have our DCA zones. Again, if we lose the support here in Bitcoin, we do have some lower level entries. We've talked about this for several months now, 42, 32, and 17. Those calls are invalidated when we break the local highs right here at 72. Solana is still looking good. Solana has led the the altcoin market most of the season, most of the year, and I expect to see more of the same once alt season starts. Looking at Kira, or well, maybe not. I mean, I didn't really want to talk about it because I don't want anybody buying it yet until our bags get a little fuller. I don't think it wants us to talk about it. You're going to have to log into Bird Eye and see what's happening with Kira. Not financial advice. Do your own research. Look to Thor. We've got multiple assets. You can trade multiple different assets. People think we're here on Solana and that's all we do is trade Solana. That's what THOR trades. The THOR V3 contract, that's trading Solana USDC. But if you look here at all the different assets that are tradable, all these different assets are tradable, multiple time frames. If you can't find a call to take somewhere in here with an asset that you want, I think you need to just reconfigure your trading strategy altogether. Frogs fuck, Thor prints. If trading and everything is still confusing you and you still don't understand what's going on, you do still feel a little emotional about the markets, this is where I suggest doing your own research. This is where I suggest that you learn on your own. Learn about Thor, the auto contract, with just under 1 million TVL locks by our users. Auto Thor, if you weren't personally selling SOL at 160 all the way up to 190 and then reaccumulating SOL all the way down here, all the way in the bottoms of 120, if you weren't doing this, maybe you should look at having a protocol that can do it for you automatically, and then it can go ahead and it can stake your SOL and it can stake your USDC for returns in between trades. Basically, do your own research. You'll find out. Frogs fuck, Thor prints. We'll see you all Thursday for another episode of Market.